Yo, what's up, everybody? Rage Cage 20 here, back with Jonathan Young's 2015 stuff. Today we evacuate the dance floor. A Cascada classic. I just listened to it. I've never heard the song before. Actually, I mean, I would be surprised if I heard any song besides that one. Every time we touch, there it is. But we'll see. I assume this is going to be a lot like a lot of his songs. He's got someone else in here with him. I don't remember whom, but I think he does the either rapping or the other voices and stuff. So, well, let's find out what happens here. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into this bad boy and see what we got here. Let's go.
Turn up the music, let's get out on the floor. I like to move it, come on, give me some more. Watch me getting physical, out of control. There's people watching me, I never miss a beat. Still at night, kill the lights, feel it under your skin. Time is right, keep it tight, cause it's pulling you in. Rev it up, can't stop, cause it feels like an overdose. Overdose, yeah. Evacuate the dance floor. I'm infected by the sound. Stop, this beat is killing me. Like concentration, let the music take me underground. Evacuate the dance floor. I'm infected by the sound. Stop, this beat is killing me. Like concentration, let the music take me underground. My body's aching, system overload. Temperatures rising, I'm about to explode. Watch me get intoxicated, taking the show. It's got me hypnotized, everybody step aside. Still the night, kill the lights, feel it under your skin. Time is right, keep it tight, cause it's pulling you in. Rev it up, can't stop, cause it feels like an overdose. Overdose, yeah. Evacuate the dance floor. I'm infected by the sound. Stop, this beat is killing me. Like concentration, let the music take me underground. Evacuate the dance floor. I'm infected by the sound. Stop, this beat is killing me. Like concentration, let the music take me underground. Come on and evacuate, feel the club is heating up. Move on and accelerate, push it to the top. Come on and evacuate, feel the club is heating up. Move on and accelerate, you don't have to be afraid. Now guess who's back with a brand new track. Say I can't take it in the back with a front real rock. Celebrating at the bottle with a girl by my side. Now now's the time, if I'm trying to pass some time, I will always give me more, even if I never try. Evacuate the dance floor. I'm infected by the sound. Oh, stop, this beat is killing me. Evacuate the dance floor. I'm infected by the sound. Stop, this beat is killing me. Like Dr. DJ, want the music take me underground. Evacuate the dance floor. I'm infected by the sound. Stop, this beat is killing me. Like Dr. DJ, want the music take me underground.
Jonathan Young sucks. Jonathan Young is literally a loser.
What's up, youngsters? Jonathan Young here. Thank you so much.
That's pretty good at the end there. That's pretty good, actually. I enjoyed that. I'm just imagining, like, Yeah, like if that is it was his first time experiencing that, like when you just like going through it and edit stuff, you get the stuff that your collaborator sent to you, and you're going through it to see what you're gonna use and whatnot, and then you just get that chunk of just like, man, like this person sucks. She's like, is that a joke, or did you forget that you were recording? That's pretty funny. Um, that's fun. I like that. Yeah, gotta say, there are times, okay, where where screaming, vocal fry, all that stuff really works in the song, especially a song maybe originally did not have it and whatnot. And there are times where it just don't, you know what I mean? It's not the right click there. I think Austin did a fine job. It's interesting. I assumed since he went with someone else that wasn't Travis, it wouldn't be screaming, because otherwise, I assume he would just use Travis. So my first instinct was like, did him and Travis have a falling out at this point? Because I haven't. I mean, as far as I know, Travis, a lot of the people he used to work with, isn't in most of his stuff in the future. But then again, I haven't seen a lot of it, so I want to know. So I thought, it's like, is this the phase where Travis is like, yeah, man, I'm done. I don't want to do that anymore, or is Travis gonna come back at some point? And he just is like, I'll just use Austin for this one. I don't know. However, while the fast-paced nature of it was pretty cool, and Jonathan's reactions were classic comedy, it just for the rap section to be turned into a fast-paced screaming section, it didn't really feel like it was it. It really didn't feel like it was like that was the key missing factor there that like just needed to be there. It felt a little weak to me personally. I was cool with it at the start because there's a section in there that I don't really think they leaned into, but we'll get like a little bit more into that when we go back through it. But there was a section that Cascada wrote that I was actually pretty impressed with, that has kind of this almost like haunted or like horror kind of feel and energy and sound to it. And so adding the screams on top of that mixed with John's voice was like very cleverly written. But I feel like the male vocal solo there, that's kind of more rap and whatnot, with some very interesting effects on the voice that, to me, the first time I heard it, I was just like, Skinned? Is this a Skin song all of a sudden? Because it sounded like the same vocal filter and stuff that she puts on her voice. So that was very interesting, which they did not use. They just went for the scream, which is fine that they didn't use it. It was just noting the differences. But yeah, it just has this kind of this haunting feel to it, so I liked it there. But in the rap section, I could have used to him just to go straight up, just spoken word at that point. Maybe a little bit more intensity would have been fine. But I don't think that part needed to be screamed. It just kind of created this weird hole in the middle of the song that really did not have the same energy or feel as the choruses and verses and whatnot. So I was a little off. It was a little wonky. Definitely not what I would say is a crowning achievement of 2015. But that as the beauty of music here. You take a chance. You try it. Sometimes you get a home run. Sometimes you don't. I feel like this one's a little bit of a swing and a miss, but it doesn't mean it's bad by any measure. Like the verses and the chorus have that the 2015 Jonathan Young feel to it. It has his style and take on it, and it sounds pretty good. Just got a very few things that we'll go over here. We'll go through the verse and the bridge and the chorus, then check out two other spots, and maybe listen to the chorus for the last time, call it a day. So, beginning here, I didn't really write this down because it's just, I guess, at the start I'll mention it. It had the same sound and everything that that starts off the song in Cascade's original version. And he put it on a guitar, which I think is sick. Also, the guitar solo is pretty cool. I don't think we're gonna look into that. It is not even solo. Well, it's a solo, but it's an outro. The guitar solo outro was pretty sick. But we're not gonna go into that too. I mean, we might listen to it, but we're not gonna go over it because there's just a lot of digga. But it was still good. It was good. I liked it. But yeah, I like that he starts out with a guitar, starts it off, has that same kind of sound and whatnot. I think it's really cool. And when he comes in with the vocals and everything, he just keeps it all at a very low tone, which is very contrasting to the higher sound of the keyboard effects and chords and stuff, and the guitar and all the very pop stuff that's going on over the top. Is very high in tone, so he comes in a much lower tone, which is kind of a cool contrast. Makes so the notes aren't competing with each other in the same register, so nothing's drowning itself out, and just kind of makes it more just kind of almost on a personal level, just a one-on-one, just like, hey, I'm just talking to you, just, letting you know my feelings, kind of thing. I think that's kind of cool. I think that was a really cool choice, and it creates a very cool contrast in the sound. So, like, I thought that was pretty cool. And then we'll pause when we get to the creepy scream part, as I wrote. I do like that beat in general. It's the same one as the original, but I do kind of like that beat. Listen to it, because if you've been watching quite a few stuff from me, you'll know that I love me some syncopation and panning, man. That's the way this man's heart right here. I do love me some syncopation. I love the energy, pop, and switch up that syncopation causes. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. So there's a little bit of playing with this beginning beat of on the beat and off the beat hits, which is a lot of fun. It creates this unique rhythm and energy to the song.
Turn up the music, let's get out on the floor. I like to move it, come on, give me some more. Voice me getting physical, out of control.
Yeah, I like that he just keeps it at this low level. It almost puts it on like a conversational feel to the song, and I guess the keyboard wasn't playing at this part. It's the guitar riff that was the higher voice in there that I was thinking of. But he also has this like a little bit of like intensity to it, and just kind of like almost some angst and aggression in his tone as well that I wasn't really paying attention to. That's pretty cool.
Give me some more. Voice me getting physical, out of control. There's people watching me. I never miss a beat.
I like that the drums and the guitars are picking up faster notes. The subdivision changes. It switches from just mostly quarter notes and whatnot to like eighth notes and 16th notes, so it kind of kicks up the speed a little bit, even though the tempo remains the same. So the rhythm is just yeah, I guess the only way I can think of to describe that is just the subdivision gets faster. But anyways, or the note duration gets faster. Maybe that's the way to describe it. Yeah. I woke up a little bit ago. My mind's fucking foggy. Anyways, but with that getting a little bit faster, yet him staying with that same kind of deliberate vocal line, actually create a really cool effect there.
Give me some more. Voice me getting physical, out of control. There's people watching me. I never miss a beat.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I like that instead of just note, just constant like. Well, I guess it's a mixture between eighth notes and quarter notes. It's like he shortens the phrase while everything's kicking up and going faster. His vocal phrase shortens, so there's some rests in between his two his two vocal lines, which then it really emphasizes the drastic change between the rhythm of the vocal line and the increased subdivision pickup speed of the instrumental lines. Just those simple like 2 or 3 beats of rest in there, and the fact that instead of having the vocal line go through the whole phrase and then starting again like it's been throughout the whole verse, it stops short. It's a shorter phrase and the vocal line, and then has some rest in between it, which really like just heightens the contrast between the instruments and the vocal line there, which is really cool. I can't remember if that's just taken from the original or if that's something he did specifically using the new more metal sounds of guitars and drums that weren't really in the original. I don't know, but it's really cool. I like that. But then we're about to get into the creepy horror section here.
Kill the night, kill the lights, feel it under your skin. Time is running, keep it tight, cause it's pulling you in. Rev it up, can't stop, cause it feels like an overdose. Count it down, yeah.
So that section doesn't nearly slap the effect and everything that the writing is doing there as hard as the original does. And I figured out why. Now, I do like that they try to heighten the fact by adding screams in there, which is really cool. But it's because the guitar is just going na 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 na. It's just jumping back and forth between two songs. And if you have heard the original before and you maybe are unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, go listen to it. Go find this section and listen to it so you can maybe understand what I'm talking about here. So he did it in the vocal line like it's supposed to be done, but the instruments are supposed to mirror what's happening in the vocal line. So you have two sets of sound, both instrumental and vocal, that are creating this effect, which just makes this section just feel like eerie and horrifying in a way, like you're in a horror movie. And I think it's a lot of use of half steps and whatnot, as well as I would imagine some notes and tones that are just naturally dissonant in the key itself. So utilizing those two things to create that classic kind of horror sound, it has this very like. I also think the downward motion of the half steps and jumps in the intervals to the next half steps is what creates this kind of falling slide kind of sound to it as well, that just creates this kind of like uncomfortable sound. Now if you listen to it again, okay, we're good. So yeah, we'll listen to it again here. I do like the addition of the screams because that kind of plays off of the horror theme. But if you listen, only Jonathan's vocals are actually doing the effect that's in the original that creates that kind of creepy, haunting, unnerving sound to it. So I highly recommend listening to the original and then this section and then listening to this again. To hear like, oh yeah, it's not quite the same. Like you can technically hear that the effect is in there, but it's not in everything like it is in the original. It's very interesting.
There's people watching me, I never miss a beat. Sell the night, kill the lights.
Dun, dun, dun. You know, it has that kind of sliding half step. Dun, you know, kind of like something you would maybe hear, like some. I don't know why this made me think of this, but like the tones you would hear in any kind of boo house in like Mario, whether it be the original 2Ds or in like maybe even this Mario 64 or something, but in any of the boo houses, that kind of sliding, kind of that like very slidey half step dissonant between the note. Oh, 20 minutes. Yeah, that slurring between the notes and just that very leaning into the dissonance and the half step nature of it. It's like the same thing. That's why it's used in many horror movies and stuff like that. And Cascada did that, and I don't know, I'm sure it's for a reason, but it seems like everything that's being discussed in the song is like, it's like a good thing. It's like you're feeling the music and you just gotta dance. You want people to move out of your way so they can bust a fucking sick dance move or something. I don't know what about that. I mean, maybe a little scary, but the fact that it's just like the music's taking over and like I feel like I'm losing control of my body. I just gotta dance. Maybe that's the fear of it, or just the fear of doing something like, you know, you're gonna like do something public in front of people and it could go wrong or something. I don't know what exactly about the song is supposed to be scary that they would add in this kind of horror sound effect to it, but they did. And it's really cool on a writing basis. That's like really fucking cool. I don't really feel like it fits the theme of the song, and it's just out of nowhere. But what happens is like, that's fucking awesome. So yeah, you can hear that in John's vocals here, and again, I think they try to heighten it with the screaming to add another like horror element, because screaming and you know, metal stuff can be seen as, or at least was seen as, demonic back in the day, and you know, it just kind of has this like scary nature to it. So I appreciate that, but like, it's not being heightened. It's like you can only kind of hear it in John's vocals every now and then, and it's just like you can tell that thing is there, but it's like drowned by the screaming and the instruments and stuff that are not echoing it. So like, I appreciate the attempt, but it's just like, I appreciate that they did it, but it's just kind of, it's just like, it slaps so hard in Cascada's version, in the original, but this cover is like, you can kind of hear it, you can technically hear it.
Watching me, I never miss a beat. Still at night, kill the lights, feel it under your skin. Time is right, keep it tight, cause it's pulling you in.
I do like that. Da 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 da. That's nice. That's a nice interval pattern there.
I can't stop, cause it feels like an overdose. Evacuate the dance floor.
So the O's are okay. Like, they're not bad. They don't take away from it. It does feel like it's a little different than what it feels like. It's a different vibe than what the chorus is doing. So it's kind of like, okay, here's the O's. All right, we're back to the chorus. Okay, here's the O's again. Back to the chorus. It does feel like it brings you to a different place a little bit, but I think the tone in the O's does kind of lend to the more pop pump like nature of the chorus, so I don't mind them. They're like this close from like taking you out of the moment, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good. It's a little interesting.
Affected by the sound. Stop, this beat is killing me. Like concentration, let the music take me underground.
I like that section. I like that little interjection there.
Evacuate the dance floor. I'm infected by the sound. Stop, this beat is killing me. Like concentration, let the music take me underground. My body's aching, system over.
Alright, let's move along here to around 2:10, I think, is when we started getting into the rap section or whatnot. So let's see what we got here.
Feel the club is heating up. Move on and accelerate, push.
Now I appreciate that it's trying to do this build here, that very gravelly, gritty growl voice is trying to raise and whatnot. I appreciate what's happening here.
To the top. Come on and evacuate. Feel the club is heating up. Move on and accelerate.
Just even John's face is just kind of like, you know, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. So that funny face he's making just to me is just like, it's just kind of like a, yeah, this is happening.
Don't have to be afraid. Now guess who's back with a brand new track. Say I can't take it in the back with a front real rack. Celebrating at the bottom with a girl by my side.
Oh god, don't get me wrong. Funny faces. I love what John's doing. It's just like, I think what just really makes this not hit as hard as it could, because I like the kind of the rap, almost rapid fire rap scream. That's really cool. And it's very much more enunciated I think he does a good job, but much better job enunciating like the last rapid fire rap scream that I did not necessarily like from Travis in the Ariana Grande song. I think that was 2014. Is because he didn't really enunciate it, so it all felt like it was all slurred and it all meshed together. But this one actually has more enunciation to it, so you can actually hear the pops of the notes and the rhythm and everything. So that's good. It's just the fact that all the music just kind of the music broke down to this kind of this heavier just rock slow-mo scream section breakdown kind of thing. And while that does feel appropriate for what's happening vocally here, it doesn't match the energy of the rest of the song. So if they could have had a more faster, almost maybe even thrash kind of feel to the instrumentation, I feel like this would have played a lot better and would have kept the tempo and everything. It feels like we jumped to a different song here for a little bit, and it's like, and then it goes back to the chorus, and it's just like, okay, that was weird. It pretty much just creates a, all right, well, that was weird, but we're back. Okay, yeah, we're back to the song. You know, it just doesn't really hit right for me, but I appreciate the attempt. I think the rapid fire vocals he does on here is pretty cool. So he does a good job at screaming while also enunciating the beat. That is good, because otherwise that section just gets garbled and just muddy and thick and whatnot, and you don't want that. So really great job at enunciating the beat on there with the vocals. Fantastic job. Just feels out of place to me. Now, the last thing we have here, and we'll just let the chorus play out and whatnot. As I like these sounds and the effects here of everything being muted and bringing weight real down and whatnot, and he's still hearing a little bit of the guitar dun, 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 in there. It sounds very 80s. It has this very 80s feel to it, which is really cool. I kind of like the sounds. It reminds me of like True Survivor or something, just that 80s sound in there, which is really cool. Nice vocalization. Guitar solo. Nice pitch bend in there. I do like that. I do like that pitch bend there at the end, dude. I like that.
Jonathan Young sucks. Jonathan Young is literally a loser.
What's up?
That's funny. I had to see that again. That's actually pretty legit fucking funny right there. Alright, that was good. That was some good shit right there. Quite enjoyed that. It felt like a little bit of a swing and a miss, but the parts that I do enjoy quite a bit. But yeah, very interesting appearance from Austin here. So this, as far as I know, I'm pretty sure I've seen everything that he did in 2014, 2015, and in my opinion, that's the first time I've seen Austin. But maybe I'm missing a video or two here or there that he either deleted and I didn't have in here, or I had seen, but I guess like, I didn't notice he was in there for a second or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, it's an interesting first appearance from Austin. It was okay. It was alright. Not bad. Next we have You Make My Dreams Come True. I heard that song? I don't know. Let me find out. You make my dreams come true. There we go. Hall & Oates. Maybe. I mean, maybe I have. I know of Hall & Oates. Classic duo there. Oh, and just from the music video, apparently it's got that same girl. I don't remember her name, but she did the Hercules song with him. It was in 2014. It's been a little while. I knew she was going to come back because I knew does some Little Mermaid songs with him. Which one was it? It's not on my. Well, I loved on my own song. I'm trying to find it here. Why can I not find it here? Not Go the Distance. That was really early. Zero to Hero. There we go. The Zero to Hero cover from Hercules with him and whatnot. Yeah, it's got that girl. What's her name? He doesn't have her name in there, but it does have her in there. So that's an interesting combo, though. Hall & Oates with Jonathan Young and that girl who I can't remember your name. My bad. That should be interesting. Looking forward to it. Hopefully something a little different. Maybe I've heard the song, maybe I haven't. I'm hoping I have, but you never know. So thank you all so very much for joining me here today, and I will see you all next time.